Today we're talking about ICP, the Internet Computer Coin. Look, this is a dive into the deep end. So if you're listening to me right now in the car or at home or wherever you are in the office or whatever, we are going to take a dive into the deep end, and I'm swimming in waters that I think I'm going to drown in. Look, I have a kindergarten brain with a kindergarten vocabulary, a little lizard brain. I don't understand this, but I'm going to do my best to help all of us understand this whole internet computer thing, because look, this is the deep end. This is probably breaking my brain into the capacity of what crypto and blockchain is all about. If you're new to this channel, my name is Aaron. I'm on a journey to one Bitcoin, and I am just loving the exploration of the crypto verse, the crypto universe. And so I look all over the place and I do research. And in the last 3 hours, I've been doing research, and I'm going to try to synthesize all my thoughts into a very simple, easy to understand way to understand this internet computer, this new coin ICP just released. So if you want to follow my journey, go ahead and hit subscribe. And if you are feeling generous today, go ahead and hit the like button. Of course, I'm not entitled to your like, but you barely hit the like button anyway on other videos. I asked you for this one. Okay, let's get started. So this ICP coin, it's hoping to solve a few problems, and there are two particular problems that I see right now. There's probably a lot more, but there's two particular ones that I see currently in the internet, in the state of the internet. The first one is hacking. Okay, there have been multiple times where huge conglomerate corporations have been hacked. Just Berkshire Hathaway, Under Armour in 2018 is a database hack. Marriott in 2018, another database hack, and Yahoo in 2016 database. When I say database hack, I mean these hackers got their names, emails, phone numbers, addresses, search history, search patterns, passwords. And so when you have all that information, most of the time people have that same information in other areas. You could take that information and go into a bank account, or you could take that information and go into a whole bunch of stuff. Who knows what these hackers can do? It's a database hack. That's the first problem. Are these hackers and these systems currently of the internet, that these corporations have your valuable private information that are susceptible to being leaked out there for whatever use case. The second problem is big tech monopolies. Okay, and when big tech has a monopoly, these huge corporations have monopolies on things. They can dictate what happens, whether fair or not fair, whether you agree with it or disagree with it. They can dictate what happens there, and there's no other option for them. So that's the important part of monopoly. I know that I know I'm zooming out here, but you have to understand why this all exists to understand the real use case of ICP and internet computer. And so what happens is, when a big tech has a monopoly on something, like let's say creating a website, the only way to create the website is through them. Then they could choose to decide, how, if they want to censor you or not censor you, or put restrictions on you, or put a flag on you, or whatever. Okay, we see this with Facebook, we see this with YouTube, we see this with maybe Amazon. And for an example here, in 2021, early 2021, or 2020 rather, there was an app called Parler. Whether you agree with right or left, I don't care about that right now. This is just the fact. Parler is a right-wing conservative little platform that was built off of Amazon. Okay, the Amazon cloud servers. So if you don't know anything about websites, they have to be hosted and on a server. This wasn't just a website, it was like an application too. They were built off of Amazon servers. Amazon decided they didn't want to host them for whatever reason they wanted to. You could go research that, but they shut them down. They shut down a whole entrepreneur. Someone tried to start this thing up and try to get this going. They shut it down because they didn't like the messaging. Okay, this is a fair assessment of what happened. Now, whether you think that's right or wrong or whatever, that's your prerogative. That's what happened. Now, what is a company like Parler supposed to do? Where are they supposed to go? There's not really another option for them to build their platform. So now poses this question: how do we get around these big monopolies? How do we get around this? What is the solution? Then can anyone just make this thing? If another company makes another sourced cloud server, we still have the same problem because that same company then owns it. And besides that, how do they compete with something like Amazon? Okay, enter in the Internet Computer, ICP, and this is what we're here for. Sorry to get so far into this video, but you had to understand what that is. ICP is short for the Internet Computer. Look, you could look on the website. It's dfinity.org, and I've combed through this website, and it's confusing to me. And they mention things, but here's what it essentially is. You could build anything from DeFi to mass market tokenized social media services. So forget those words, just social media services that run on chain, or extended Ethereum dApps, or apps, dApps. I thought this was very telling. This is what Internet Computer is. The Internet Computer extends the internet, enabling developers to natively host special software canisters. This is just data formed by an open protocol that combines massive compute capacity provided by a global network of independent data centers. Okay, so these are the servers. The Internet Computer is secure and unstoppable, built for websites, enterprise systems, smart contracts, DeFi systems, and a new breed of open internet services that run as part of the fabric of the internet itself, reversing big tech's monopolization of the internet and ensuring more collaborative future. This right here, to me, is the most understandable and poignant line of this whole website. Trust me, I went through this whole website, and you could go through this, and you're probably got a bigger brain than I do. I got a little lizard brain in here, and so this is what I understand that the Internet Computer is looking to do. That they are looking to help developers write code, write a website, write an app or dApp, a decentralized app, and create what they want, and then have it decentralized, have it secure. So you solve your two biggest problems: security with the hackers and monopolization of big tech. Okay, those are the two problems that I think they're solving here, and that's what I think is happening. Now, how are they going to do that? Now, how are they going to do that? So this is from a video. I'll link the video in the description of, I guess, the co-founder or owner or whatever, and he's going through it. Essentially, this is how like a website is built. Okay, you have internet protocol on Wi-Fi. Then you've got these little red things. These are the security risks. The cloud service, which could be like AWS, which is Amazon, which shut down Parler. Database servers, which people host these data on like cloud services, which on web servers. And then you've got firewalls that could be faulty. And then these attackers hit the firewalls. They could get through it. Once they get through those firewalls, they could get to your data here, hosted on the web service and cloud services. So that's how it works. Here's what the Internet Computer is replacing. The Internet Computer is replacing it with this big Internet Computer blockchain, unhackable, no need for firewall. You can't hack a blockchain. At least, not without quantum computing. No, let's not get into that. Then you have the Internet Computer Protocol mixed with the Internet Protocol. Now, what are you talking about? Internet Protocol. An Internet Protocol is you ever send an email, and you type out words and it sends them, and you wonder how that works? It's basically, in a very simplified form, that the email that you send, the words that you send, it gets transferred into electronic signals called like the binary, 101010, that kind of stuff, and then it gets transferred back into something that regular humans can read. And so that's basically, this is just all what we call like just computation, like just kind of reading and just transferring and communication, basically communication. And then they're hosting it by the data centers. And I guess this is something I don't understand, is that they have multiple data centers around the world to host all this information. So what this means for us. So for like little pea brains like myself, this is what it means. You could build anything. No AWS, no servers, no CDN. I don't want CDNs. No database, no firewall. You could build websites, open internet services. So like open internet service meaning like websites, like things that you could do on a website. So like CRM, like customer relationship management, or filling out an application, or stuff like filling out a form or something like that, or playing a game, whatever. Internet enterprise systems, this is your, like if you go to work at a big company, like how you talk, like internal communications. DeFi applications, pan industry platforms. All right. And here's how they're doing it. They say you do it on 2 steps. Basically, a developer writes a code, right? Writes any code, and they put it in what's called canisters. It's just ways to store data, and they upload that to the ICP, to the internet computer. And that's what's happening. Now, let's just chat right now, because this is blowing my mind. I know I went fast, and the links to the videos that I've been watching are going to be in the description, so you could kind of get a bigger understanding of this. But before we get into the chart, and before we get into the company and stuff like that, because I think we need to, this is a huge turning point, I think, because what happened with the internet the first time, the internet replaced the middleman from the customer, and here's my marketing background, from the customer to the company, for someone to have a go-between like someone trying to make it big. You had to go through like you had to build your relationship like TV or something like that. I'm not making any sense right now. So here's what I'm saying. For someone to sell to another person, you had to go through these big corporations like TV. You had to go through these brokerages. You have to go through radio. So big monopolized for us to communicate to each other, right? Communication is all. This is what we're talking about. Now, internet removed this big corporation of TV, of radio, so that we could communicate to each other directly. However, now the means of communication are owned by big tech. Let's say Amazon, let's say Facebook, let's say YouTube, right? These guys, the way we communicate now via internet is owned by big tech. So it is peer-to-peer right now. We don't have to go through these big companies. Now what this is, I think, is doing, it's removing that even further, so that we're not susceptible to hackers if we trust the system, and we're not susceptible to these big tech companies silencing anything. So like, for instance, Joe Rogan, the Joe Rogan podcast, he didn't like that he was being silenced. He didn't like that he was being either banned or flagged for anything that he's talking about. He wants to be just kind of free and open to share his thoughts. And I think this is what that's solving. Now let's get back into if you have, let's just pause here. I know this is deep, but if you have any more further expertise, please, I'd love to interview you. I'd love to use my platform to talk to you and talk out through all this kind of stuff. Now let's talk about the charts. Let's just talk about what this means for you as the coin. This looks like it started. It launched May 10th. It shot up, and then some whales, taking profit, boop boop, and now it's just sideways trading. Okay. And this is only listed on Binance right now, so people and Coinbase Pro. So anyone can pick it up basically. And I think if this is what I think it is, I think this is huge. Not a financial advisor, but whatever price this is right now, 373. I think it's big. I don't know what else to say. I mean, like, to be able. So I don't know what we're talking about with the computation and how this all works. I don't know any of that stuff. Like, remember, little kindergarten brain. But here's what I do know, that these two problems really do exist. The hacking and the security. This is why we use VPNs. This is why we have so many, passwords. This is why we have CAPTCHAs and, all this kind of stuff. I have to select a little stoplight, and I can't get the stoplight, and I have to hit the boat or whatever. So hacking is a huge security risk, because I know people whose identities have been stolen and all this kind of stuff. So one, that's hacking. Two is this the monopolies here. They get to make all the shots. They get to make all the calls. They get to tell you what you see and what you don't see. And this is something that hits home. If you don't agree with this, no problem. But I don't want to feel like I'm being censored or shadow banned. I don't want to feel like I'm being manipulated in any way. I don't want to feel any of that. And right now I kind of do. And so if this can solve those two problems, then holy smokes, there's no limit. And this is what the crypto universe has to offer. It's the Wild West out here. This is just as far as the most genius brains can expand their thinking. This is what they're coming up with. And so if you want to see the genius brains, I mean, you just have to go to this website. I think it's a pretty good website. They've got a massive team of 180 people, 188 plus, and they're showing their faces, right? This is Dominic Williams, founder, chief scientist. Like, these guys are scientists. Like, and they've got their name. I mean, this is a legit company with their name. I mean, look at this thing. This is huge. And it could be much bigger. This could be much bigger. Anyway, I think this video has gone on too long enough. Look, first of all, if you have anything to add, I will be on the comment section in this video. I highly suggest this is a very fascinating project. I think it's probably the most meaningful project that we've come across. I mean, it's not no like Aquapig or Shiba Inu. You know what I'm saying? Like, this could be like web like 3.0 type of stuff here, 4.0, 5.0 type of stuff here. Like, this could propel humanity into another direction in which I mean, it's just exciting to see. The crypto's the Wild West, man. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button if you're feeling generous today, and I'll see you on the moon.